Well, I'm just happy that after last night in Purdue, they allowed you and I both to come back on board, give us another chance.
Well, I got a phone call about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that said you may have asked off the game. But, you know what? We'll work through our troubles.
Come on, we're going to have a good one here. We're going to have a great one here.
This is going to be a great ball game. Very excited for it. A little step through from Oso Ighodaro. That won't fall, and it is out of bounds. That's going to stay with Marquette in the goal.
And I like the early play for Oso to try to get him involved. And this time, off the dribble, unable to finish, but yet Marquette able to retain the possession.
Riz Kolek, such a skilled passer. He could just carve defenses with his passing. He loaded up Cam Jones, who missed his opening shot. And here come the Illini with the Southern Illinois transfer, Marcus Damask. Quincy Guerrier through Syracuse and Oregon, now here to Illinois. And now Ty Rogers, the sophomore. There's a deflection, and Marquette counts those. Shaka Smart loves creating, as they said at VCU. Havoc defensively, but so many guys back for this team.
But that's the beauty of it, because the continuity is already in place with this Marquette team. Unlike Illinois, when you have some new faces, it's a discovery period they're going to have to really kind of go through right now early in the season.
What a hook pass from Coleman Hawkins, and Marcus Damask buries the three.
And that's what they need from Damask. Don't think about it. You spot up. You work on it every day in practice, and Hawkins with a dime. A bullet pass to the corner.
Big-time scorer at Southern Illinois, Damask, and the rebound goes all the way out to the Fighting Illini and Guerrier. Quincy Guerrier, 131 college basketball games before he got here to Illinois. And Terrence Shannon, his first three, rims out. Jones the rebound.
And keep your eye on how Marquette will guard Shannon. Jones, beautiful play right there. You got the foul at the end. And Shannon should have let that go instead of picking that up. But this is where Tyler Kolek is so effective. This is in transition. A quick brush screen. Empty side corner so you don't have help. And then Illinois not being back and set defensively opened it up for the pick and roll.
Oso Ighodaro, who can handle the basketball. He is a big, but he plays like a guard sometimes as well.
Well, very comfortable, Marcus. Shaka Smart. And the coaching staff is in allowing Ighodaro to handle the basketball up top, but also they trust his decision-making with the ball. Now, this is an area where he struggled, is at the free throw line.
He's 6 for 15 so far this year, Ighodaro is. Here's Coleman Hawkins on the kick, got it to the wing. That three is no good for Shannon, and the rebound for Kolek with the head up, whipping it across the way. Cam Jones down the lane on the kick for Joplin, and that won't fall. Out of bounds to Illinois. So Brad Underwood, 7 seasons now here at Illinois, and just talking to him, he feels like this team, you don't know what you have early in the year, but you can tell he likes this group a lot.
And maybe not his most talented team, but probably the most hard-working together unit, especially early in the season. The roles are defined now. He has a lot of depth, and depth sometimes can be as challenging as not having enough talent at all. So he's still trying to figure out his rotation.
Guerrier trying to swoop in. Here's Coleman Hawkins on the back cut. It is Rogers up with the left to score. 5-0 Illinois. The Illini knocked out of the NCAA tournament in the first round last year by Arkansas. There's that two-man game. Kolek setting up Ighodaro.
And it's the extra dribble that held Coleman Hawkins enough to be able to drop that dime to Ighodaro.
You know, watching Kolek, there's a lot of Nikola Jokic in what he does, just in the mastery of passing lanes for Marquette.
You know what he reminds me of, too, a little bit?
Who's that?
Scott Skiles.
Ooh, that's a good one.
He's bigger, but the way he carries himself in regards to his confidence, uber confident, I mean, it's unbelievable the way he runs the offense for Marquette.
Tyler Kolek during shoot-around, he went up and dunked a couple times and yelled the phrase, fresh legs to get the attention of the trainers, of Shaka Smart, and say, look, I'm going to play in this game. Damask. No good. Rebound, Guerrier. Shannon on the attack down the lane. Man, is he good downhill.
But the strength that time, he knew he was going to engage in some contact with Iguodala. But he braced himself, used that big upper body, and was able to finish through that contact.
Iguodala trying to use the body there. One and done for Marquette, the defending Big East regular season champs. Shannon just stalking that perimeter. Finding Damask, that's no good. And the rebound deflected to Kolek. So dangerous with the head up on the drop-off. Iguodala, yikes.
But that's the challenge, because now if you come up, he's dropping that dime. If not, now he has that little floater in the lane. So you got to pick your poison when you're Illinois, and you can't allow Kolek to turn that corner and get downhill.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, sometimes he can go into score first mode as well, right?
He can. He can. You just got to know what side of the court for him he's more comfortable, especially with that runner, more right side to left side.
Gray Gibbs Lawhorn has checked in, an instant scoring sort of guy, a freshman from Lafayette, Indiana, that Brad Underwood just loves his ability. And he said, look, he's earned everything he's gotten, and so is Kolek there. Up, pickpocket, and score.
I think that ankle looks pretty good to me.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he was going hard in shoot-around, around the cones. And
but I think he wanted to prove to the coaching staff that the lateral movement was there. The side-to-side movement was there. The explosion was there.
Guerrier, the miss, ripped away by Joplin. Well, he's proven it. Kolek against Damask, using his body to get to the rim. That was all Kolek that time.
But because you have spacing on the perimeter, that opens it up for Kolek, who, you look at his body. I mean, he's 195, almost 200 pounds. So physically, he can get downhill, get in the lane, create some contact, and then finish. And you see this. This is where Kolek, I think a couple years ago, was non-aggressive and really getting this up. Defensively, he was able to get out in transition. But Kolek looking for his shot and really going one-on-one like this. This is what makes this Marquette team so dangerous, because you have spread-out shooters, but then you have a guard that can finish in the lane or create an opportunity for his teammates.
Here's steal there for Joplin to the wing. Gibbs Lawhorn missed it for three, and they'll let it go out of bounds. Chase Ross, by the way, has checked in for Marquette, the sophomore guard. You know, for Brad Underwood, a couple of years ago, they go to the NCAA tournament, they're a 1 seed. They get beat by a really tough, probably underseeded Loyola team. Last year's game against Arkansas just never really hit the rails right, and they're hoping to bounce back from that this year. Man, oh man, Tyler Kolek is really excited to play tonight.
No, he's on a mission, though. I mean, and he has the right attitude, being that you're on the road and you have to be the aggressor. So the rest of his teammates are going to follow his lead.
Shannon driving kick. That's Luke Goody, and they could really use a big year from him after the foot injury last year.
That beautiful move, driving kick that time by Terrence Shannon Jr.
Broke a 9-0 run, and Joplin's going to the free throw line.
Well, too much. I know probably Brad Underwood is like this. There's too much of the dribble drive and dribble penetration. Speaking of which, Terrence Shannon Jr. able to get it out to Goody, but right now, the gap in the openings and the lanes are too accessible right now by the ball handlers for Marquette. And I can see Coach Brad Underwood preaching to his young man. You got to take care of our business one-on-one and cut down on the dribble drive.
And it's interesting to watch, too, for Brad Underwood is just the lineup changes, right? He's got depth, and so as you watch the Illini in the non-conference, he's trying to figure out who plays best when together. They've had different-looking lineups late in games in both of their non-conference games so far.
I always say this, having too much depth is just as challenging as not having enough, because having so much depth, you got to figure out who to play, what the minutes are to try to keep young men happy, and that's almost impossible at times because you can go deep. But ideally, you want to have a roster where you can go 7 to 8 deep and feel comfortable with that. When you have 10, it's more challenging with those minutes trying to figure out who fits best with who.
And this is not an Illinois thing. This is a global idea, but you also have to figure out how to get guys minutes so they don't transfer. Nowadays. Good, he thought about the three, didn't take it. Dane Danger, who has really slimmed down this year, built some muscle as that's knocked away from him, and the takeaway for Kolek. Tyler Kolek probing. It's blocked away by Danger. Goody pull-up, decided not to take the three, and Danger is fouled.
But Danger, you talk about losing weight. When you lose weight, now your lateral quickness becomes a little bit better. And that time he's able to slide, block without contact. But watch him run the court. He runs immediately to the block. He identifies that he has a mismatch, and they tried to get the ball inside, but he did pick up the foul. So the losing weight allows you to pick up a little bit of speed, but also your conditioning becomes a lot better.
Doesn't he look totally different from last year?
Totally.
Shannon, little juggle. He collects. Chase Ross is right up in his pocket. Shannon, crossover into a three. Oh, that's nice. Kolek, quick delivery. Ben Gold ends up with it, a line drive three for the New Zealand native, Ben Gold. Game 16 all time between Illinois and Marquette. Shannon wants another. That one clearly wasn't going to go. Goody got hit on the arm and fouled. It's on Cam Jones.
The Illini, you have to be careful of this. You make a basket, but here's Marquette in transition, able to get it out quickly. The ball does not stick. Look how many players for Illinois, they're inside the lane below the free throw line. That just opens it up for an opportunity for Ben Gold. So even though you score, you got to get your defense back in set. If not, this Marquette team will pick you apart with those easy baskets, and you don't want that to happen, and particularly with a team like Marquette, who's adept at putting the ball in the basket.
This is an interesting coaching matchup because these guys were both known, Shaka Smart, Brad Underwood, when they were in mid-major basketball, VCU and Stephen F. Austin, for absolutely sticking to you defensively and just ruining your night in the NCAA tournament.
But you know, the difference is when you're a mid-major, it's a certain kind of recruit you can get that buys into that totally. I thought when Shaka was at Texas, it was a little different because his recruiting cycle and his recruiting pattern, the guys he had to get were different. And you see more of a natural match here with Marquette than the guys that he has on his roster. And the same thing with Brad Underwood.
That's the success that they had last year in the Big East. Great defensive possession here for Illinois. Stevie Mitchell. Oh, great individual defense by Rogers.
Beautiful defense in the contest without fouling. Now you got a chance in transition to convert.
That's a tough pass to catch and shoot, and no good for Gibbs Lawhorn.
But they love Gibbs Lawhorn. Keep that name fresh at the top of your mind. That young man, as a freshman, has all the physical tools to be something special here at Illinois, especially in the Big Ten.
Well, if it's going to be like this.
Shooting a lot of threes, only three-point field goal attempts right now by Marquette. Illinois can't get out and run. But also be patient defensively. Force them, being Illinois, even when the shot clock is going down, be patient and force them to take a tough shot.
And they have 9 of Illinois' 13 shots have been from 3 so far. 3 for 9 from 3 on those shots. Marcus Damask back in the game for Illinois. He's walled off by Ross. Gibbs Lawhorn wants the ball. It's going to be Hawkins' late shot clock, and he's fouled stepping through.
And that pass from Coleman has to come up top really quick to Lawhorn, because now you have a 2-on-1 on the weak side. But Coleman was trying to look for the skip pass. But that time the simpler one is the Lawhorn up top, and then you swing it around. But fortunately, he was able to pick up the foul. Shot clock is reset, and they retain possession.
I'll have it at 20. Ty Rodgers in the starting rotation now as that ball is whistled to the corner in Damask. Hawkins pull up. That's a tough jumper.
Yeah, tough shot. Another 3, too.
Ross in a hurry on the kick out. Got an open look for Mitchell. That's no good. Tipped by Iguodaro. And taken away by Damask. 1-on-2. Marcus Damask. 2 and a foul. A hard hit on the stanchion. He'll take the points. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but the activity up front to get the deflection right here by Damask allows him now to get out in transition. And when you have a live ball turnover, when your offense is kind of sunk below the hash marks, that gives you an opportunity, if you can get out in transition, to convert. And Damask, that time, he knew out the corner of his eye that he was going to get hit, but he braced himself, was able to keep his eyes up and finish it.
That was off the first Marquette turnover of the game, by the way. And Marcus Damask, it was interesting talking to Brad Underwood. He was like, look, he's almost following the rules too much late in games. Like, I have him here so he can score sometimes, and he was being almost too nice and selfless.
Yeah, but, you know, when you transfer in, you try not to step on a lot of people's toes. You try to figure out how to fit in. It's going to take a little while, but he'll get more comfortable, in particular once his teammates continue to urge him to be more aggressive offensively. And speaking of which, now, we said he came off an ankle injury. Did we say that?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like
that would have been the move that would have been difficult for him.
Exactly, with the push-off. But he's in ultra-aggressive mode, in particular, Kolek off the dribble, attacking this Illini defense.
It's like with every motion of his body, he's saying, I'm good. Don't worry about me. Shannon had 3 guys chasing him and somehow wrapped it around to the corner. The 3 wouldn't fall on the rebound for Ross. Stevie Mitchell down the lane and nicely defended by Damask. Kolek wants to attack again, and he does, and he misses this time. Some guys have so much pride about people saying that they might be hurt, and Kolek looks like one of those guys.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want to miss a game. He doesn't want to miss practice. You know, that's just the pride that he has. If he understands it's important to the team, too. Beautiful pass by Coleman to the corner.
A couple nice skip passes here for the Illini. It hasn't gotten them anything yet. Here's Rodgers. That won't go. They wanted a foul. Couldn't get it. It's volleyball back out to Guerrier. Long defensive possessions for Marquette here in the first half. Hawkins wanted a foul. That won't go. And finally, Iguodaro clears it.
And those are the possessions for the Illini. You gotta be able to convert that inside. Ty Rodgers, I believe that was when he missed that. I know Iguodaro was there.
Mitchell in the lane for a while, kicks it out. Kolek. No good, front iron. The scoring valve has been closed for the moment here in Champaign. Marquette has played multiple shot clocks consecutively, defensively, and given up zeros a couple of times. Shannon is short. Illinois really having to work for a shot. Kolek up ahead on the drop-off. Oh, goodness gracious. That was erased by Shannon. Trailer Mitchell. No serve for 3.
But that's how you get back in transition. Shannon never gave up. Even though he shot the shot, came up short, he didn't hang his head. That could have easily been an easy 2-on-1 for Marquette. But credit Shannon Jr. for getting back and taking away what could have been an easy layup.
Jimmy, this feels like a hockey game. We need a line change. Somebody's got to dump and chase here.
It's scoring right now, and that's the challenge. Sometimes you go through these little ruts, and now you turn the basketball over. Now, Jason, not a lot of highlights from the offense, in particular on the perimeter. Why? Well, Illinois is only shooting 29% from the three-point line. So what you don't want is for the guards to be able to turn the corner. But what Brad Underwood is saying is move the ball a lot faster off the pick and rolls and try to catch Marquette at a disadvantage, in particular on the second side.
I don't know how coaches end up with voices after games with what we're hearing in both of those huddles.
Now, it's It's a challenge. That's why I sit here with you, my man. I don't have to yell as much.
No, I need to be yelled at every once in a while. That's 100% true.
How about the switching defense right here? A little 3-2 zone. Coming out the timeout by Marquette.
Shannon on the drop. To the rim.
But the quick swing and the late closeout by Iguodaro allowed Terrence Shannon Jr. to turn that corner. He didn't have any backside help.
Cam Jones, a splashdown for his first points. That's a tough shot.
It is tough. But some guys are tough shot makers, and he's elevated his offensive repertoire, over the last couple of years.
All freshman team a couple of years ago. Last year, all Big East second team. Now up to 21 a game. Down deep it goes. That one dangles on the rim tantalizingly and ripped away finally by Justin Harmon. Rogers trying to slice the lane, staggering in, and he's fouled. He was pushed.
No quick movement against the zone will allow you to get some good looks. And this right here, Iguodaro with the court closeout. Baseline was open. The rotation was late. And guess who made you pay? Terrence Shannon Jr. with the throwdown.
Yeah, he did. That, by the way, that foul for Marquette was the second on Cam Jones. So 6:22 to go in the first. We'll see how they play it.
But also, Illinois is doing a much better job of getting 2 feet in the paint their last few possessions, kind of mirroring what Marquette has been able to do on their offensive end.
That man who just tracked down the inbound is Amani Hansberry, the freshman wearing the Spearmint sneakers tonight. Shannon taken away. Here comes Marquette the other direction, and a stuff for Trey Norman. The 7 college points for Norman, the freshman out of Boston. Top 100 recruit for Shaka Smart. Playing with the second line here. Now Rogers on Kolek. He went left. Iguodaro picked him up nicely, and Rogers scores anyway. He is one of the keys for Illinois this year.
Yeah, outstanding patience by Rogers. Iguodaro was there. He stayed patient. Was able to get it. And once again, it's the after effect. When Illinois scores, Marquette with no resistance is able to push the ball up the court quickly. Kolek once again 2 feet in the paint, able to take advantage.
And off that, Marquette gets back. That's 10 points already for Tyler Kolek, who there was some wonder of whether or not he'd play tonight with the ankle injury. Shannon, hook pass into the corner. He's been a great creator so far, but that wouldn't fall for Guerrier. Tyler Kolek dropped it off to Shannon.
Yeah, that time Iguodaro was caught up with Shannon.
Rogers ran into Ross, and it's Marquette basketball.
Man, once again, the pace. At your tempo, get the shots you want. The ball goes in. Look at the shot clock. 28 is counting down. The quick brush string, the empty corner. That time it was Hansberry who had to keep a body on Iguodaro somewhat, so he couldn't let go and challenge the shot of Kolek, who's a lefty going to his right, still able to finish.
Kolek all the way to his left, whipping it into the corner. That 3 won't go for Ross. Neither team has shot it exceptionally well from 3 so far, just 5 total makes. Rogers for Goody. There's a 3. Second 3 for Luke Goody. All of his makes this year have been from 3, and the kid from Fort Wayne feeling it now. Kolek on the hunt into Damask. Kolek leaning and scoring.
The 2 things can be right at the same time. Damask, really good defense.
Yep.
Kolek, better offense.
I mean, it's just scary how well he's playing on what was a bum ankle. There's a story in the offseason about him and his brother playing one-on-one basketball back in the day in high school. They had to stop doing it because it would eventually end in punches and bruises and all that stuff. And Tyler Kolek, the tough underdog, wanted to play tonight.
Well, this is the ball movement that Coach Underwood wanted to see. That time, Goody able to convert on that. Good enough. Yes, it was.
There you go. Tyler Kolek so far, 14 against Northern Illinois, 12 tonight against the Illini. And the free throw no good for Justin Harmon, the transfer from Utah Valley by way of Curie High School in Chicago.
And despite, the Illini only 4 for 12 from behind the three-point line and 9 for 25 overall, you still have a chance here. You make this free throw, you're only down 3. You've given Marquette the points in the paint, 20-10. So you can clean up some of that. You're right back in this basketball game. You got to close out this first half on a high note.
No rebound for Hawkins. Illinois has struggled to score in the half court so far.
Credit Marquette, the defense, who they're really solid. They don't allow a lot of clean driving lanes. So the patience by the Illini has to be premium in order to crack this defense, get the shot that you want.
Gibbs Lawhorn on the kick. Coleman Hawkins didn't take the shot. Nice collapse on the defense, and Harmon lost it on the way up.
And that's an example too, right there. There were gaps that were open for the Illini to get to, but yet and still there was a gold jersey that impeded that progress.
So, by the way, 2.2 on the shot clock here. Iguodaro is going to come in for defensive work. Gold comes out for this inbound. Trying to get it to Goody. He shoots over Joplin, barely caught the rim, and the rebound Colin. Defending Big East champs in the regular season, Marquette. Here's Iguodaro against Hawkins. He slid in there and used the angle beautifully.
But I think that was a play called, too, by Coach Shaka Smart to get that isolation with Iguodaro on Hawkins.
It's a 5-point lead for Marquette, trying to get to 3-0. Gibbs Lawhorn launches from long range. Rebound Joplin.
Marquette has done an excellent job of taking this crowd out of the game.
They're trying to drum up some energy, but Marquette keeps on coming, and a foul, I believe, against Goody. That would be his first.
Well, if you haven't noticed, the mantra or the game plan for Marquette on the road, there's so many times, let's get 2 feet in the paint. Let's put pressure on the defense, Illinois. Let's sink that pressure, force them to have to guard us. And then when they do, now we can kick, or the rotations are late, like we've seen. With 22 points in the paint, now we can score.
That was the second on Goody, by the way. Second against Goody. As the free throw is good for David Joplin, whose role has changed here for Shaka Smart this year. He's the one guy that has had sort of a shift in what they expect from him, with Omax Prosper out, going pro, Joplin into the starting lineup.
And he doesn't have to be Omax Prosper. He just has to fill a role and play his game. And I think a lot of times when you lose such a dynamic player like that, the next guy coming in wants to do the same thing, where your game may not be suited towards that, but your intangibles is a reason why you're inserted into the lineup, and you have to understand that and utilize to the best of your ability to help your team win.
He was the 6th man of the year in the Big East last year. He's a very good shooter, about 40% last year for a strong shooting Marquette team on the whole as it is, as they've got their largest lead of the game. Shannon the kick, and he got an open look for Damask. Man, Shannon took big contact and still found Damask.
Well, those shoulders were able to get it out in a beautiful, once again, a beautiful pass. Inside, the key to Illinois defensively in the second half, contain the dribble. Because the Marquette Golden Eagles are able to beat their initial defender, break you down, force you to help, and then they're just dropping off passes for layups.
So how do you do that is the question. We'll find out if they have the answer. That won't go for Harmon in the corner. It's up in the air and sprayed away by Kolek. Up ahead, Joplin into the lane on Damask. Great defense vertically by Damask.
Beautiful defense in transition. Now can you take advantage of it at this end?
Under a minute to go, first half. A really entertaining ball game so far tonight from Champaign. Coleman, Hawkins tees it up. Rebound, Guerrier. Hawkins into the corner, Damask. He missed it. Body collapsing everywhere. Guerrier was like a wrecking ball. Brad Underwood, Frank Martin disciple, played for Jack Hartman at Kansas State, season number 7. And you know what he and Bill Self did here at Illinois and then Tennessee and Michigan State as well in the preseason to raise money for the folks in Maui was just awesome. And that was a whale of a ball game over on BTN.
The scrimmage.
Yeah, Illinois, Kansas.
Yeah, but it gives you an early season test on where you're at. And the scrimmage gives you a lot of intel on your team and what you need to work on, but it also allows you to play against a different style that can prep you for later on when you have tournament play. The first half with Tyler Kolek and also his teammates.
Back-to-back games, Jimmy, we have seen teams in Purdue and Marquette in the top 5 who have a lot of guys back, and they are on a mission to sort of wipe away what happened in the NCAA tournament last year. Marquette losing in the second round of Michigan State. Oh, man, a tornadic spin.
Oh, wow. Put on the show. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you could tell, right? We were sitting here and shoot around and like...
When Kolek first came here, he was more of a setup guy. So was Marcus Howard his freshman year. But then he turned into that scoring role. Not that Kolek is going to score at the same rate, but the shift in philosophy is what draws comparisons to me to those two.
Could he be back-to-back Big East Player of the Year? Hawkins ships it wide. Off the dribble, Goody. That's huge for Illinois. Luke Goody with a massive 3 threes here in the first half to keep
those 2 feet opportunities in the paint.
What does that look like? How does that happen?
One, the initial force up front when you're containing the ball, when you're guarding the ball. You don't have to foul and be over physical, but you can't allow your primary offensive guy to turn the corner and beat you one-on-one, because the backside is going to have to help after that.
Shannon went down. It's a foul on Iguodaro. That's his first. The only foul trouble to speak of is Cam and Sean Jones with 2 each for Marquette. But when Cam Jones went out in the first half, Marquette was up 3 at 6:22. And they eventually actually built the lead to 5 with Jones out.
But because you have continuity within your lineup and you have young men who have played on this team and understand their positioning, they didn't lose as much because of that.
Coleman, Hawkins a misfire for 3. Rebound, Cam Jones and Marquette wanting to push. Iguodaro set him up for a 3. That won't go. And Iguodaro involved again, pushing it to the side. Into the corner it goes. An open look, no good for Stevie Mitchell. And we get a foul against Marquette on the rebounding action.
Yeah, an excellent box out that time by Ty Rodgers. And we said all of that about Marquette and the positives that they've done. Keep in mind, Illinois, you're only down by 5 points. 2-possession game. You shot 6 for 20 from behind 3. You gave up. You're minus 16 in points in the paint, but yet and still, you're 2 possessions away from either tying this game or taking the lead.
And by the way, that was the second foul on Iguodaro within 34 seconds here in the second half. So foul trouble starting to mount a little bit for Marquette. Shannon had it deflected by Kolek. He wanted the outlet. He lobbed it for Mitchell. What a beautiful find, and Mitchell can't finish.
Excellent transition defense by Domas to get back and contest that shot.
Shannon has not been to the foul line yet. 6.5 free throws per game last year. And there is a stuff that won't go. Rejected by the rim, David Joplin. That does not feel good.
It happened to me a few times. Trust me. You think you got it easy too? The rim was like, nah, not tonight.
How does that happen?
Well, you hit the back of the rim or you don't get up high enough. That time I don't think Joplin elevated enough to throw it all the way through.
I like that you admit that it happened.
Oh, big time. I got hung before in high school.
Damask rims it in. Marcus Damask has 11, the opening points in the second half.
And let's see if the Illini can tie together a couple of stops.
Cam Jones has other ideas.
Yeah, well.
You said stop the dribble.
No, well, I mean, Cam was able to turn the corner. And again, because of the lob threat with Iguodaro, you kind of tend to stay at home if you're Coleman. Hawkins in the backside, and then that just gives up and frees up the rim for the guards of Marquette.
This is as quiet as you will ever hear this place right now.
Where they're just waiting for the Illini to string some stops and some baskets together.
Damask trying to lean, and that gets tipped in by Coleman Hawkins somehow.
Here comes the crowd right now. You get a stop here. They're going to be right back. Orange Crush is going to be right back in full effect.
The rumble from the students on that baseline. Kolek tunneling in, left it short, rebound, batted, pulled in by Hawkins. Scanning, Hawkins down the lane. Damask the finish. Timeout, Shaka Smart. 500 typically in that spot if you were unranked or the lower ranked team, but 12-6 is dynamic.
Well, it's an excellent accomplishment by this team, and it shows you too that you can win games, and some of those games were ugly games that you had to win, that you had to grind out. This may end up being like that as well. The Illini want to walk out of here on their home court with the W.
Joplin pinned in the lane, got it away for Kolek. He looks around, he elevates, and he's fouled by Goody. That's 3 on Goody, and nobody in this building is saying Goody.
They're not, but that's the savviness and experience of Tyler Kolek. Look, Goody does a good job. Cut off the baseline, arm straight up. But see that little jump right there at the end? He was disciplined all the way until the end, and him, Goody, leaving his feet, that allowed Tyler Kolek just a little bit more gravity to collect that foul and get to the free throw line.
Watching the replay of Kolek there, right? When he's doing the shot fake, he's also yelling. You see that? Every shot fake, he yelled at the same time.
Who do you think that's for?
I think it's to try to help with the shot fake, right?
As also to get the attention of the official, too. Because if there's some kind of contact, some kind of change, the officials are paying attention to a little full court 1-2-2 press by Marquette.
Illinois gets behind it. Hawkins rings it up. Tie ball game. 5 in the second half after a scoreless first for Coleman Hawkins. Iguodaro sizes him up and travels. Nice defense by Hawkins.
What you asked me, how do you contain the dribble? There you go. That's a perfect example of Coleman Hawkins doing that. And you go back to getting the shot that you want. Get the ball to the middle of the court versus the zone, trapping defense, and then Hawkins. Again, Iguodaro is not going to go out to the corner immediately. He's going to force Coleman Hawkins to make some shots, and he did that, and excellent defense once again on that defensive end.
Terrence Shannon wants a steering wheel. Harmon right back to him. Squaring up on Iguodaro. He sways into a shot and rims it out. Hawkins was fading back on Iguodaro. Here is Joplin roaming down the lane on Guerrier. Joplin missed. It's tapped again, pinballed by Iguodaro. Joplin again, too strong. Coleman Hawkins leading the break for Illinois, which hasn't led since 7-6. Batted away from Guerrier. Still in the air and now taken by Kolek. Tyler Kolek down the lane. That's swatted by Hawkins. Denied. Shannon down the lane. He scores. And now it's a powder keg here in Champaign. Cam Jones, the silencer.
A tough shot. What I tell you, a tough shot maker. The upper body strength, with once again the excellent footwork. A much-needed basket by Marquette.
Boy, this crowd can go 0 to 60, huh?
I'm telling you, this crowd is, it's a matter of time, but Illinois is doing the right thing in regards to how they're attacking this Marquette defense.
Hawkins got Joplin in the air. On the step through, Damask wants another. It's there! Brad Underwood wanted him to score more. He's got his wish. Marcus Damask with 16. Cam Jones down the lane. He scores. And they're going to say on the floor. Wave off the basket. No continuation. Pat Driscoll says no bucket. Still going on our triple header tonight. Iowa Creighton is after us, then 3 more, including Georgetown and Rutgers tomorrow. Big East finally got on the board earlier with Providence beating Wisconsin. This is a whale of a ball game here in Champaign. Cam Jones on the drive. It got redirected out of his hand, smacked in the corner, and they'll talk about it. It's out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Marquette, it looks like. They're going to talk it over, but it is Marquette basketball.
Yeah, Cam Jones a little loose with the ball at the end. It was easy for Ty Rodgers to come in. And let's take a look at, did it hit?
Yeah, missed him.
Yep, missed him.
Right, you agree?
Yeah, so good call by the officials right there. Cam Jones has to do a better job of protecting the rock when he's getting into traffic.
Jones got the tie out of nowhere.
Well, okay, protect that, Jimmy.
Tied at 45. Marcus Damask, 16 points are going to help off him, force him to give up the basketball, and he does down low, and that's a spinning Hansberry who can't hit.
A lot of traffic that time. So switching deep. I think it was a little 2-3 zone. They went into switch right back, but good defense that time by Marquette.
Jones got deep, couldn't find a shot, and it's a steal for Damask. The former Saluki loping into the front court, now revs the engine and gets fouled. Little hesitation to get him down the lane, and 2 free throws coming.
But let's credit the aggressive nature on the defensive end that the Illini have shown in the second half. This is what sparked a lot of this run, because you get stops, and unlike the first half, you're not settling for shots that the defense is forcing you to take. That time, Dumbass maintained his dribble, was able to get himself to the free throw line to shoot 2.
We are on the former Saluki tour. Lance Jones last night, the 12th all-time leading scorer at Southern Illinois. Marcus Damask, 9th all-time for a program that turned out some great coaches. Chris Lowry, Matt Painter, so many others.
But it shows you, too, where through the transfer portal, where coaches want to kind of get old and stay old, meaning that they're going to recruit in the transfer pool veterans who have experience that can help their team right away, despite maybe not understanding some of the philosophies of their new team that they're at.
Well, that's why Brad Underwood loves Damask, because he really can be a point forward. He played from the 1 to 4 positions basically at Southern Illinois, and he was really the guy there. Very flexible piece for Brad Underwood. Kolek from Iguodaro. Oh, man, how did he do that?
He didn't discontinue his dribble. He maintained the dribble, and I think in that instance, Hansberry maybe thought that he was going to pick it up. He hesitated, and that's how Kolek was able to get to the opposite side of the rim.
Full array of moves from Kolek so far. Oh, splash down from Shannon in the corner. Cam Jones ridden into the paint. He gets tripped and fouled, and Terrence Shannon says it's mine. If so, it's his second.
Yeah, a little out of position that time. He was in between helping and staying out, and that time his foot got tangled up. A beautiful ball movement on the opposite end for the Illini to get Shannon Jr. And that pretty jump shot in the corner.
They'll get Harmon on the foul. It's his first, so Shannon Jr. still has one. Cam Jones off the inbound and air ball. Harmon had to wait for it. He collects, he drives, and he loses the basketball.
Another good decision. It was a 1-on-4. In that aspect, you can push it down and kick it back out. You had an open shot, probably by a trailer.
It's Jones. He missed it. Tipped twice. Gold to Kolek. Oh, wow. What a fortunate couple punches to get it to Kolek.
Yeah, but how many times have we seen Marquette and their bigs inside not able to actually grab the rebound but punch it back out to retain possession and get a shot back up offensively?
Rolling dance by Rogers. Soft shoe for two. Now the scoring ratcheted up. Jones on the kick for Gold. Here is Kolek. Navigating down the lane for Iguodaro for two. Just clever brilliance from Kolek.
I'm telling you, he does an outstanding job, too, of catching the ball on the move, hence putting his primary defender on his hip. And that's another way he's able to turn the corner, force the help, and then make the play out of it.
21, 5, and 4 for Kolek. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 21 points. And we have 10 minutes plus.
Last game, hey, you keep what we want.
Defensively, you want to make the Illini feel you like they did in the first half. Illini doing a much better job of attacking this Marquette defense in the second half and not settling.
We also learned Shaka Smart can compete with Steve Perry. Rebound for Gold and Marquette. Everybody wants a thrill, and we got a bunch of them here tonight in Champaign. Gold flash into the rim, just past his outstretched hand.
Another outstanding defensive play. Made it a little bit more challenging for Kolek to get a clean sight line to get that pass to Gold.
Crowd sort of biding its time for the Illini to make a big shot. Damask has hit a couple of huge ones tonight. He's trapped. Timeout is possible. Instead, he got it away for Goody. 5 to shoot. Damask into the corner and he's out of bounds. Yeah. He stepped on the sideline.
And you got to be careful too, because that time it was Goody or is it Damask who came out with the pick and roll right here. He got too close to the sideline. Easy trap. Because now the sideline becomes a secondary defender. So you got to be aware of your spacing in particular against this Marquette team.
Jones wants to go right down the middle. It's Kolek circling in for 2 more. Tyler Kolek, 23 points. Highly explosive Tyler Kolek, even with a quote-unquote bad ankle tonight. Coleman Hawkins against Iguodaro. It's stuck in the corner there, and that's tipped by Jones out of bounds with 6 to shoot.
The difference being excellent ball movement between the two guards with Cam Jones and also Tyler Kolek coming off a little wheel handoff. And again, because you have shooting spread in that deep corner, you can't help in. That gave Kolek an opportunity once again to get 2 feet in the paint and get another layup.
They're going to get Kolek out here. Shaka Smart may be trying to buy him a couple of minutes with the under 8 timeout coming as well.
Understanding that he's going to have to go the rest of the game, and you get time right now, and then the under 8 timeout. Tough shot.
Iguodaro, great defense, chest to chest. And here comes Jones. Sean Jones, eradicated by Coleman Hawkins and taken back away. It was Jones that got the hand in. Gold couldn't control it. And now here come the Illini. Darren Shannon stalking and driving and scooping. He missed. Iguodaro reloading to the wing. That's a 3 for Sean Jones. His first 3 of the year. And a timeout, Brad Underwood. That ball just kept the team in college basketball than Marquette on the offensive end.
You know, there are a lot of teams that are, but you have talent to go along with that unselfishness. And as a result, you're going to win a lot of basketball games, as we saw last year.
Marquette up 5. Tyler Kolek back to the scorer's table, but not out of the timeout. The length of Iguodaro creates trouble there for the Illini.
And you want to add some more gray hairs to a coach. Turn the ball over out of a timeout when you're drawing up the play.
Yeah, Brad Underwood can only sit and watch over there. Cam Jones stalling, then driving, and he is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
And see, the good teams make you pay for your self-inflicted mistakes. And that one, Coleman Hawkins, okay, listen, ball fake if the hand is in the air and don't try to pass it and then move it around. But the good teams now come back and make you pay. Didn't get the basket, but they picked up a foul. And Cam Jones is now able to get himself to the free throw line.
Where Marquette is 6 for 9 tonight. That's his first free throw, and it's no good. We saw Brad Underwood after the foul call working over Clarence Armstrong over on the sideline. And by himself a whistle later on in the ball game. Jones, the free throw is good. Just a combined 18 free throws in the game.
Yeah, pretty clean game. And how about the substitution pattern here? You give Tyler Kolek some rest. Now Kolek comes back in for Cam Jones, knowing that he's going to come back in a little bit later. He's able to collect a little breather to be able to end this game as well.
That's a good point. They'll play separately for a while and then together, likely for the under 4 and beyond. Shannon hopping in the lane, and we've got a foul on that drive by Shannon.
And a little subtle thing with Terrence Shannon there. They know that he understands that they want to shade him to his right hand because he wants to get left. That time he turned down the screen, a little jab step, and he got back to his right hand, ultimately picking up a foul. So smart play.
Tendency breaker.
Yes, it is.
It was the first foul on Mitchell, by the way. Iguodaro made it really difficult for Hawkins there. Shannon missed it for 3. Gold went high, got a hand on it. It's out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Illini with 9 to shoot.
Tough shot. Illinois got fortunate that they were able to retain that possession. But even Shannon Jr., if you see that man coming out in full steam ahead, pump fake. Now you can either sidestep or get yourself to the basket again. Don't settle for shots that are going to be contested like that.
In a game that you'd really like to have come March when seed lines are announced. Illinois rode that Texas win last year to a better seed than they would have had otherwise. Top 5 Marquette visiting Champaign. Hawkins for Goody. No chance. Rebound yanked down by Iguodaro. Seven to go in Champaign. Kolek takes a moment for himself. Now drives the lane, goes up and misses off the window. Popped in the air. Iguodaro finally runs it down. Loose balls have been Marquette's most of the night. Kolek behind the back, drops it off. Iguodaro, 2-man game, no. He's got another chance, and he is wrestled and fouled.
I tell you, the formula for success to win on the road, you control tempo, you control the paint, and you win the battle of the loose ball, 50-50 balls. And we see Marquette time and time again coming up with those opportunities despite Illinois playing some pretty good defense. Yep. The Golden Eagles find a way to keep and extending their offensive possessions.
Illinois has really had to work, and that is not close for Iguodaro at the free throw line.
Well, surprisingly, as gifted of an offensive team that this Marquette team has been in the past, they struggled from the free throw line. One of their biggest weaknesses was that, and this year, they're just a little over 64%. Now, Iguodaro is shooting a lot of those free throws, but at the same time, it is affecting this team in regards to getting to the line. They missed 2 right there.
Yeah, in a big spot, 0 for 2. So Illinois trailing by 6. Rogers is back in. 4 and change without a point for the Illini. Rogers trying to change that to the corner. Goody, 4-3. It's a career night. 13 for Luke Goody. Right back in the clutches of Kolek. He thought about the 3. He waves Iguodaro into a screen. They'll play the high post. It's Kolek into danger. No, it's over his head and pulled away. Just crowbarred free by Goody. Shannon downhill for danger down low. And we have a foul on Gold underneath the basket. Not the color, the player, his second.
But Luke Goody understood this. Once he popped, he identified who his defender was. Iguodaro really didn't commit to him, gave him space and time, and that's a bad combination with Goody. And then because he's energized, he's able to snatch that right away.
Hey, that's a football player from back in the day. He was a quarterback, looked like a linebacker there.
Yeah, give me that.
His uncle Trent Green, longtime NFL quarterback. Goody again. Missed it that time. Rebound to Mask.
Goody wants it back too, but he knew he had a chance on that one. But a reset, let's see if Illinois can get a high-quality shot here.
Shannon breaking left. Terrence Shannon to the rim. Too much. And the rebound for Marquette and Jones. The crowd behind us is riding the officials. Down the lane, Joplin. Danger got a hand on it. He didn't have to. That's a goaltend. That was going to be short anyway, Jimmy.
And that's an example of 4-point swing. You have Terrence Shannon Jr. with an excellent move, but unable to finish. And a poor decision here by Danger. Look, the ball is short. That's a defensive rebound, and Illinois is running the other way. So just keep our eye on that little exchange right there when Illinois was only down by 3 points.
Yeah, earmark that. Rogers right hand, no. And now Marquette secures this and has the momentum. As you said, might have been the turning point in this ball game. Gold tees up a 3. Rebound, Illinois, and Rogers. Oh my, that ended up in Springfield at the Lincoln Library.
Well, but look how Terrence threw it. Off the dribble, in transition with one hand. Solid plays down the stretch. Be solid. You don't need the home run. Okay? And it's technical fundamental basketball when you get below 5 minutes. Those mistakes, self-inflicted, you can't have if you want to walk out of here with a W.
Yeah, that's -8 turnovers, Jimmy. 14-6 for Illinois so far in this game. Jones twisting into the lane. 2 and a foul. Unreal maneuver by Cam Jones off the bounce.
And I'm going to go back to this. All turnovers are not equal. But when and how they happen in the course of the game are critical. Turnover by Illinois allows now a one-on-one opportunity for Cam Jones to be creative inside the lane. Danger, you may have the height, but the creativity was won by Cam Jones that time.
I mean, that is an easel and watercolors for Cam Jones right there. Pretty picture. To make it 8. No good. Oh, wow. Rebound. Joplin skying over everybody. And he tossed it to Shannon. 1-on-2. Shannon wants to score it. And he'll have to do it from the free throw line.
I'll tell you what. Illinois dodged to put it like right there. But Shannon Jr. in transition. It's going to be tough to stop. Especially when your momentum is going backwards. And he did the right thing by attacking the paint.
That's such his game, right? Terrence Shannon Jr. so skilled at getting to the free throw line and creating points for himself.
And how about this? His first free throws of the night, despite him kind of being in attack mode. But I mean, you're still right here If you're the Illini, you just have to make the simple plays offensively. And on the defensive end, it's going to take all five to finish your defense and secure the defensive rebound.
And is there enough offense for Illinois? 62-57, number 4 Marquette trying to somehow get out of here on the bus to Milwaukee with win number 3 on the year. Kolek lost the ball. He got fleeced, and Hawkins picks it up. Damask hasn't scored in a while. They're going to get an offensive foul. It's on Rogers. Have taken advantage.
They have now 15 turnovers altogether for the Illini. And the points off of those turnovers are 14. So, talking about valuing the ball, getting shots at the rim. But it first starts here on the defensive end for the Illini.
Iguodaro into Hawkins, and he rolled it down.
And that's a play we saw in the first half where you want to get Iguodaro on his right side so he can use that left hand, get to the middle of the court, and use that jump hook. So excellent play calling by Shaka Smart coming out of that timeout.
That gives Marquette a 7-point lead. Terrence Shannon bouncing on the dribble over Iguodaro. 4-3. Oh, filthy from Shannon.
And that's one of those shots where you're like, don't shoot. Good shot.
He landed the play in 3 minutes to go. Iguodaro on Hawkins again, and he's fouled. 2 free throws for Iguodaro. Big free throws for Iguodaro.
But it's the patience in this two-man game where he didn't give it back to Cam Jones and he actually cleared. And Hawkins is in a great position. You don't have to reach down. See, this is what I'm talking about, the little things, the mental play. You're in great position, arms straight in the air, force Iguodaro to go over the top. Now, based on his free throw shooting, Iguodaro, you want to put him to the line if he has a layup. Because you don't want to give him anything.
No, not on that shot.
Not on that shot.
Yeah. He's 2 for 6 from the line. Those two were very nice. And Iguodaro gives Marquette a 6-point lead again. Marquette has won 3 straight against Illinois, including a couple of years ago. Damask switching back, pawed at by Iguodaro, who hurt himself. Iguodaro is hurt. He's reaching for his shoulder. Iguodaro holding his left shoulder as Kolek gets into the front court. He's wincing. He is hurt. And they're going to play on. Let's see if he's involved in this play here. Jones down the lane, and he got 2.
Well, he wasn't involved, but once again, Coleman Hawkins couldn't leave his body in order to contest that shot because fearful enough of an offensive rebound.
It's Illinois that buries the
touch. You're not going to see, but the tip outs that he's been able to keep alive have been huge because hence, when you're talking about getting field goal attempts, listen, Marquette has 60 field goal attempts. Illinois has 55. You know, it's a difference of getting those extra possessions when you're on the road. That's the key to walking out of here with a W.
Shannon got sideswiped. They'll wave it off. So that is going to be a 1-and-1 for Terrence Shannon Jr., who landed awkwardly. Yeah, a couple possessions here and there can really change a game like this.
Well, if you're smart, too, you want to extend the game, and you do that by stopping the clock. And this is one way you stop the clock, which is you get yourself to the free throw line. You don't settle for long contested shots. You put the onus on the officials to have to call any kind of contact, and no one better can do that than Terrence Shannon Jr.
Free throw good. Illinois has been outscored 18-9 since 11 minutes left. Watch the ankle here from Shannon.
Right there at the end. Yep, you can see him grimace right there at the end.
Two for 2. All right, so if you're Marquette here, I think I know your answer to this. What does this possession in the next couple look like?
The ball is going to be in the hands of Tyler Kolek or Cam Jones, but it's going to result, I would think, into some kind of pick and roll action. They're not going to rush into the shot. I believe the ball will move side to side, but it will end up either with a pick and roll scenario with Kolek or Cam Jones up top with Iguodala.
There's a question about whether or not Guerrier can sub, it looks like. Was he late to the scorer's table? Pat Driscoll talking to Kolek here.
He may have been because he sat back down on the bench.
You know, John Gaffney, I think, was signaling that the right elbow, somebody might have had a cut on the right elbow or something. He was signaling to his right elbow as well. So we're good. We're ready to go.
In the pitch and play?
Yeah. He's calling for a middle reliever for the Brewers, I guess.
There you go.
Iguodala, high post.
And he gets that pick and roll.
Damask won't let him. Jones going to have to drive into Coleman. Hawkins, and a block by Hawkins. Well done defensively by Illinois.
Outstanding defensive discipline by the Illini.
Hawkins for three. No. A little bit early in the shot clock. It was an open look, though. Now Shannon, drive and kick. Damask won't take the shot.
Reset.
Shannon sizing up Kolek. Long Euro step. Kick out Damask. And no good. Tipped off the window and finally pulled down by Marquette.
Ty Rogers, why not take the shot? You take that shot, you make that layup, you got a chance to set your defense. You're only down 4. You don't need a 3 in that situation. A possession lost that time by the Illini.
You could argue a foul right here, actually.
Now they're deep in the shot clock now. Seem to play it out.
Maybe down to about 34 seconds when you get it back, if you do. Cam Jones, rainbow, no. Rebound Harmon, and the crowd says you've got to go. Like all at once they said go. Shannon is fouled, bumping into Ross. That's his third foul. A couple guys, you could argue, should have taken a shot on this possession.
Well, a nice drive, a nice dump off. Rogers, you have it. But immediately in his head, he didn't even look at the rim. He was thinking 3, but you don't have the 3. You don't have to take the 3. Take the 2, extend the game. You force Marquette to have to take the ball underneath out of bounds with your pressure. Now, again, it's not over, but those little decisions come back to haunt you.
Shannon, a 1-and-1. He'll get a second. 68-63, and here comes Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, the freshman.
Yeah, a little pressure. You want to have quickness. You know it's going to be on this make. So it's imperative for Marquette to see the pass from out of bounds, come to the ball, and prepare to get fouled once you receive it.
Shaka Smart said in shoot around, his terminology for it, he said, eat the ball.
Yep.
Come eat the ball. Guerrier in. Brad Underwood playing offense, defense. He knows a foul or a trap will be forthcoming from his defense. Kolek wants it. He got away from Shannon right at the end line. Kolek is trapped. He's got a timeout, and he will use a timeout. There's one remaining now for each team.
At that deep corner, or right underneath the rim to try to get another trap.
Iguodala, it was deflected. 0.4 comes off the clock. And as you're taking a look, there's a 1-and-1 still remaining for Illinois to get. So they're going to move it back to 25-8.
Yeah, because it was a kick ball,
yep.
So it wasn't officially inbounded. So that's why you don't get time off the clock. If it was a tip ball with the hand, it'd be different.
Kolek comes to get the ball. He's on Shannon, and he just runs right out of it himself up the sideline and fouled, and he slip and slides into Shaka Smart. So a 1-and-1 for Tyler Kolek.
Well, watch, the trap wasn't there. You don't have the commitment, and if you don't charge right away and take away the baseline, Kolek was able to turn the corner.
But Tyler Kolek, a deep breath. He was something of a question to play in this ball game with the ankle injury he suffered on Friday against Ryder in a 30-point win. And he worked so hard at shoot-arounds to show everybody that he was able to play tonight. He's got 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. 37 minutes. Free throw good.
Well, the beautiful thing about this, if they walk out of here with a W, their next game is not until November 20th. So he has time to rest that ankle. So you get your work in, you do what you need to do to help your team win, and now you can recover until your next game on the 20th. That's versus UCLA.
And the white sandy beaches of Hawaii will certainly help as well. Free throw no good. 20 seconds to go. Illini trailing by 5. Shannon's got a hustle. He darts down the lane. On the kick. Hawkins for 3. No good. Rebound for Jones. Up ahead, Ross. Mitchell wants it. Ross will get fouled. 6 seconds remaining, and it looks like Marquette will escape tonight in Champaign. Coleman Hawkins 1 for 5 from 3. Marquette has been willing to come off of Hawkins to allow him to shoot. He missed a couple, including that one. And Illinois 11 for 32 from 3 so far tonight. Just 27 twos they took.
And that was schematically drawn up too by Marquette to keep this Illini team out of the lane. But I think a lot of those shots, in particular early in the first half, were settling shots. When the Illini made their move, they were able to get 2 feet in the paint. They were able to create turnovers off their defense. When they began to settle again for contested jump shots is when Marquette was able to open the lead back up and ultimately walk out of here with a road win.
Final score to the Golden Eagles, 71-64. How about